Hey guys, it's Nicole and I'm here with Thursday's sketch video. I am using a free sketch from the Create magazine, which used to be published by Scrapbook Generation. They are no longer publishing the magazine, but the magazine is still online and the sketches are still available to download, and because they are free sketches, I am going ahead and using them for these videos. If you follow me on my channel, you know that I have been slowly working through all of the different sketches that they provided with the magazine. It was part of a online challenge for forum that I participate in. It's ending soon, but I'm still going to slowly be working my way through these Create sketches. So if you want to see more of those, be sure to check out my personal channel, which the link will be provided below. For this particular sketch, I am modifying it quite a bit to fit my needs, meaning my photos and different things that I was wanting to incorporate. And I like pattern paper is probably like my number one supply that I like. So anytime that I can sort of cram as many patterns into a layout as I can, those are typically the sketches that I gravitate towards. So I wasn't surprised that I liked this one for the aspect of all the different little pieces of pattern paper going along the bottom. The areas of the sketch that I did mostly modify were the photo arrangements on the right, and then I went ahead and added an extra photo on the left and kind of changed up the different areas as far as embellishments and stuff. Mostly just because by the time I get my photos down and my papers, that is when I figure out sort of what square footage do I have left to work with, and I kind of just do my own thing from then. And for this particular page, I just went to my stash of my Mindsight papers, mostly because I have a ton of it, and a lot of it I bought 2 and 3 sheets of. So a lot of times if I know that I want to use pattern paper as my base, for my layouts, I will kind of go there first. There's a lot of good tone on tones, a lot of good neutrals, stuff like that. So that was what I picked for my background, and then I have another sheet that I cut up to kind of do a layer on the bottom. And then from there, I just went to some of my smaller pads and pulled anything out that I thought I wanted to use, and I was leaning towards more of like a blue, yellow, and like a neutral color palette, I guess. So I just grabbed a couple pads, and then you saw me going through, and I'm not necessarily looking for anything in particular. I just pull out patterns that I like and that are the colors that I am wanting to use. And so here you can see my right page is starting to look much different than the original sketch that I showed at the beginning. And then this cloud paper, I originally cut down like they had it depicted on their sketch, and then I decided that I wasn't liking that. I wanted it to be as tall as my portrait 4x6 photo. That way it's also becoming like a base layer for where I was going to end up doing my journaling and my extra photo. And it's right now that I'm just now realizing that for whatever reason, I never did put a title on this. So I may have to go back. I already know I have to go back and stamp my date on here just because I spaced it when I was putting the layout together. But apparently I spaced putting the title on there too. So I may either just kind of stamp a little small title somewhere, or see if I've got some smaller thickers that I can just kind of squeeze a title in somewhere. Usually that's like main 3 elements for me is photos, journaling, title. Everything else, is extra. I think I got distracted, and it was probably around this point when I decided, oh, I want to stamp my own embellishments and stuff like that. This layout, I was up there off and on all day today, just going in and doing different things, and it was one of those layouts where normally I can go up there and I can get a layout done in an hour or hour and a half if I know what I want to do, or I'm working with like a collection or a kit. Today I'm not sure what my problem was. I was kind of all over the place, but in the end I like the end result. I like the layout. I just apparently spaced putting a title with the date, so I'll have to go back and add that. The stamped elements that I wanted to do, I just kind of did a quick look through of my stamps, pulled out some that I knew I had matching dies for or would be easy to fussy cut. And the first one that I did, the tone on tone of the yellow, like scribbly looking flowers, that set, my good friend Allison did one of those things where she tells you this amazing stamp set that she bought, and then you feel like you have to go get it, and then neither one of you uses it. So I may be the first one to use it, I'm not sure. Allison, if you haven't used your stamp set yet, you better go use it. So I just stamped them yellow ink on yellow paper and fussy cut those out. I didn't feel like going and looking for the dies. And then the other floral set that I used was, it's an older one from My Favorite Things. It was in their first card kit that they came out with. It's one of my favorites. It's kind of a good basic, and I like the fact that they're good size to where you can sort of turn them into your own die cuts for layouts and not just for cards. And then at this point I have my journaling printed out. I die cut it with a notebook die, sort of on this kick with that notebook die. I stamped a little phrase about friends, and then I'm just going and kind of making my clusters. I pulled out the coordinating label stickers and brads that went with this old My Mind's Eye collection that a lot of the blue and yellow papers came from, and I'm just mixing pretty much anything in my stash. Like, I'm not working within a kit, I'm not working within a collection, I'm just going with what I like and what I have. I still have die cuts from Cheeky Studio out on my desk, so I just kind of dug through and pulled out ones that coordinated color-wise, and I'm just sort of tucking them in here and there. And then, like I said, at this point I'm not following the sketch. I'm putting these elements where I feel like they fit on my layout, and that's typical for me. I will either follow a sketch pretty much to the T, or I'll kind of use it as a jumping off point as far as the way the photos are arranged, or this particular one, it was sort of all of those patterns along the bottom was what I stuck close to as far as the sketch. It just kind of depends on my mood and what's going on at the time, I guess. I don't really have like a set style or like a routine when I scrapbook, especially when I'm sort of, it's 20 minutes here and 20 minutes there. So this was when I figured out, okay, I've got two clusters, really I kind of need to put something else on here. And this was when I should have thought, okay, you need a title. Nope, I was busy watching TV on my phone, and I decided to put this little tiny cluster down here. So I will probably just go ahead and add a title to the right of that cluster and call it good. And then I am still on the gold Nuvo Drops kick. I am really liking those. I think it's just a good neutral. Just kind of goes with everything. So I added some Nuvo Drops in different places around the page. So here you can see the full layout, and then I've got a couple detail photos of different areas of the page. So as always, I thank you for stopping by on a Thursday and following along with me. If you have any questions, be sure to drop them down below.